Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I really hoped to make a video over the weekend, but I did some things that I've been procrastinating on, so that was really good. And then Sunday I was just, I just really relaxed. I do have, I got out my Halloween decorations, including my cute little mug that says Happy Halloween. And then on the other side, it says, if the broom fits, write it. So, I do have my Halloween decorations up. If that's something that you would be interested in, I might make a video of that for my Ko-fi page. So let me know. I know one of you told me last week that you were in Code Orange. I will give a little reading update in the tag that I'm going to do. This is the reader profile tag, and it was created by Book Bustle. I think she did this instead of the Booktube newbie tag, and this is a great tag. It's a really interesting, there's some really interesting questions in here. She has not made any videos for 5 months, so maybe we should go and I don't know, comment on one of her videos, subscribe, encourage her, because I think she could be a really just a wonderful member of our community. I do believe, and again, it's because I was tagged so long ago, but I'm pretty sure Book Chat with Pat tagged me in this. Pat, my apologies. So that it took me so long to get to this, but I will link to those videos down below and those channels. I would love to know what your answers to these questions are if you haven't already done the tag, or if you don't have a channel. As always, if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave me an emoji, maybe a Halloween emoji, or you can give this video a thumbs up, which I really do appreciate. So, but again, if there's a question that you think is really intriguing, I would love to hear your answer. So, question number 1, what for you makes a good book? And for me, it's really about characters. I want characters that I have to have at least one character that I'm rooting for in the book. So it's not so much the plot. I do like, obviously I like good, what I consider to be good writing. My husband really, it's all about the writing for him. And he wants really descriptive writing, that kind of thing. And I don't mind that, but that's not the main thing for me. The main thing is his character. So, okay. Question 2, what are you currently reading? For Victober, I am currently reading Uncle Silas by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. I know, you guys love this cover. I am reading this with Joe Smith and Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. And yes, it's going well. There are moments where I just, oh my goodness, I just feel like I could plow ahead, and then occasionally, it's had just a few moments where I felt like it's dipped a little bit, but yeah, it's the perfect book for October. If you own this and you've been meaning to read this, and you're already just overwhelmed with your TBR for October, I definitely recommend this for a future Victober book, because it not only fits the Victober criteria, but it also is just, October is definitely the month to read Uncle Silas. So it's very, very creepy. The other thing I started, and I'm almost, hopefully by the time you see this I'll be done, and that's A Deception at Thorncrest by Ashley Weaver. This is the last book in the Amory Ames series, and I am going to be talking about this series in a future video. So if you're interested, please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. Okay, Let's see. Question 3. What is the last book you didn't finish and why? If you watched my last Friday Reads video, you'll know I did finish, what was it? The Mystery of the Yellow Room. I did finish it because it was only 175 pages, but I didn't want to. I've done that a couple times this year, actually. Earlier this year, I read H is for Hawk, and I forced myself to finish it, but it was not pleasant. Yeah, so sometimes I should DNF things, but I have a really hard time not finishing the book. Yeah, for some reason I don't like to DNF, but I understand why other people do. Question 4. What obscure book do you wish other people would read? So I have gotten some people to read this book on Booktube, which I'm super proud and excited of, because it's such a wonderful, it's just a phenomenal book. And that is Now in November by Josephine Johnson. This book won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. So I read it when I was doing my Pulitzer project before I even knew Booktube existed. And since being part of Booktube, I reread it. I'll link to my review video down below. I read it with Kim from Middle of the Book March. That was really fun. And then I think it was last year, this book got reprinted in America. So that was really, really exciting and just made it available to so many more people. So yes, so 3 cheers for that. This is the UK cover that I had to get in order to read it for the Pulitzer Project, but the American cover is lovely as well. Question 5. What's the longest book you have ever read? The Bible. I've read the Bible all the way through twice. I don't think that I'm going to reread the Bible all the way through, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe it'll happen again. You know, it's one of those things that's kind of, I mean, it takes me a year to read the Bible. There are certain parts of it that are much more important to me and would probably be better for me to read than others, I think. But yeah, so the Bible is the longest book. Question 6. If you could have a dinner party with 5 fictional characters, who would they be? Okay. So I am not interested in having dinner with fictional characters. I want Camp Booktube to be real. I want us somehow to be able to like take our libraries and take our pets and all their accessories and just want us all to like get to hang out together. I have to say that when I see the vlog videos of all the British booktubers meeting up, I'm filled with I'm so happy for them. So I'm filled with joy, but I'm also just so incredibly jealous. I don't live on a small island. So anyway, but yeah, I think it's really special when booktubers do get to meet up. And so yeah, forget fictional characters. Like I want to meet you guys, all of you. If only I could make that happen. Question 7. 5 books you would want to read, if you were stranded on a desert island. I'm gonna cheat because I do that kind of thing with tags. So I would bring my Bible, definitely. I would bring the complete works of Shakespeare. That would, right? Like, this is the perfect thing to have on a desert island. I hope there's food on the desert island. And I'm bringing big books with me on the desert island. I would bring Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I love this book so much, so much. I would bring, for something a little bit lighter, I would bring the Betsy Tacy Treasury by Maud Hart Lovelace. These are the first 4 books in the Betsy Tacy series. If you like anything cozy, these are, I mean, they're children's books. You could read the first 4 books, you know, probably in a weekend. They won't take you very long at all. I actually own 2 copies. I own I own all of these individually, and they're just super, super tiny. And I need to reread this series because I love it so much. But anyway, if I could only take one, this would be, that would be the one, would be the when they're young. And then I would also bring one of my bucket list books, which is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. I do want to read this. I just don't know when. Unfortunately, I already have some plans for next year, so it's probably not going to happen next year, but yeah, I do want to read this before I go blind. And then somewhere I would sneak into, because like, look how tiny this is, right? So I would sneak this like into the lining of my desert island book bag. I don't know, but I have to have a copy of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, which should be required reading for everyone in the world. Question 8. One book you could not put down. And I mean, ironically, it's this huge monster of a book, but I could not stop reading it. I loved it so much. And I started reading it in January of last year, and I was done in February. So yeah. So many books, and there's a ton of books I could say for that. Some of the Trollope books I read, for the Barsetshire Chronicles series. I'm just looking around the library because there's just so many. We have so many wonderful books, and many of them I could not put down. Let's see, 5 books or authors you will never read. I tried to think of 5, and I'm sure there are 5 authors or books that I don't ever want to read. George Eliot did come to mind. I have read Middlemarch, which I know you guys love, and it's totally fine. Erin from Erin read a book was just saying how it was like the great Victorian novel. Cool. I know, Kim at Middle of the Book March, like, she renamed her channel for Middlemarch. I think she even had a George Eliot book club for a while. So I am definitely alone or in a minority, let's say, on Booktube as far as George Eliot is concerned. Another book that I occasionally see people bring up, and I'm just like, oh my God, is, I think it's Fernando Pessoa. I apologize, it might not be. I know the last name is Pessoa, and he wrote the Book of Disquiet, which I read, and I don't like what that book is about. It's either beyond me, it just felt like words on a page, like it was... I got nothing out of it. So I don't want to read anymore. I don't need to read anything else by him. Nothing. And I'm always a little sad when I see someone haul the Book of Disquiet. And then, what was the other one I was just thinking of? Yes, of course, the Ulysses 6, who I think are about to embark on another project, which is very exciting. So James Joyce. Finnegan's Wake. Definitely not going to read that. If somebody has like a recommendation of James Joyce, I would be open and interested to hearing that. But yeah, I'm not going to read. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to read Ulysses. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to read. I'm definitely not going to read Finnegan's Wake. If you just open that book and just look at the front page, it's like, no, it's not for me. I actually, when Jason was in graduate school, there was a graduate school class on Finnegan's Wake, and that was the only, that book, along with like criticism, like literary criticism and stuff, that was the only book though that they were really reading the whole semester, and they did not finish. they did not finish reading Finnegan's Wake. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I'm sure there's some other authors out there that I'm just not that interested in. But yeah, those were some strong ones that came to mind. And like I said, I've already read, I've read something by George Eliot, and I read the Book of Disquiet. So yeah. But I couldn't think of 5. Maybe you guys can think. You can tell me, oh, Kelly, you missed these 2. So, and finally, question 10. If you were to write a book, what would it be about? I think I would write about a young woman who can't find a job, and she decides to temp. She finally runs out of unemployment money, and she starts temping, and all of her adventures temping. Slight autofiction. Now, a ton of people have done this tag, so I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you'd like to do this, please feel free to do this tag. I do hope to have another video before my next Friday Reads video, Booktube, but thank you so much for all your love and support. I really appreciate it so much. So I look forward to talking to you in the comment section, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and tell me what you're reading right now. Let me know. But anyway, Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.